welcome in to episode 19 of our Let's Play Humankind series featuring the Harbor strategy. This very well may be the final episode in this series. We'll see how it progresses as we get into the game, but we are mere turns potentially away from being able to activate our end game condition here in Humankind. And while we're doing that, of course, we're going to continue to try to maximize our money. We're going to see how high we get our money per turn using this strategy by the end of the game. We are going to progress pretty quickly to end game. I'm not going to prolong it just to push the money, although we could and see just how ridiculous we can get this, but want to keep it realistic. If you're tuning in for the first time and you're like, how did we get here? What has happened to get us to this point? What is the Harbor strategy? The link in the description below will take you to episode 1. You can see the entire journey and how to execute on the Harbor strategy in the way that we have to get to these numbers. But without further hesitation, let us jump in to the game, see where we're at. We're, of course, here in our capital city of Byblos. We're cranking out some wonders. We're building some wonders. Why? 10% money in all cities, at least on Christ's Redeemer. So we definitely want Cristo in here for all of these things. Cristo is a fantastic wonder. There's a lot of really good wonders towards the end of the game. There's not very many of them, which is good because it makes it competitive. But there are good wonders for sure. So if you can get there and you can claim them, you can make some pretty decent bang for your buck on wonders late game. Now, late game Humankind is one of those, how far are you going to push it against the AI kind of questions, right? So we're obviously playing again on Hamlet difficulty just because we were trying to show off a specific strategy, ensure we got the cultures that we wanted as we moved up, and be able to actually show the strategy in its entirety without having to kind of mess it up in any way. But at the higher levels, particularly if you jump all the way up into Humankind, whether you want to end a game as quickly as possible kind of depends on if you've been able to catch up to the AI yet or not. Sometimes you have, and sometimes you haven't. So you haven't, and you're probably trying to extend the game a little bit. But if you have, then you're probably trying to end the game as quickly as possible. We are, of course, going for a space race endgame condition, which we already researched, right? So we have access to the space station. But what you'll notice right there is the little red icon in the bottom corner that says oil 1. We don't have it. Our entire empire, all of this had not a single oil in it. Not a single oil. So we couldn't progress the first building, the first project we needed to do for our space race. We could not produce. So we couldn't keep things going. So conveniently, we found an unattached territory just adjacent to our land where we had an army that Purple Icarus owned, and it has 1 oil on it. Here's the other thing. We're far enough ahead of the AI that no one has put oil in, so we couldn't trade for it either. So we're having to make our first kind of military action of the game. We've played very peaceably the entire time so far because we were, again, kind of cruising. We also were the first on the New World. We were right next to the New World, so we crisscrossed over to the New World, just took the whole thing. There's actually continents, territories up here that are a New World adjacent that never even got claimed. We didn't overstep our bounds once we claimed the whole New World. We just left these, but these never even got claimed. They didn't have oil on them, or else we would have claimed them. But we are here trying to claim this. We have 2 turns left, so we burn this down. Then we'll have to put our own, outposts down, and then we will be off and running. But it's going to take a few turns to do that. So while we're doing that, we are building some wonders, and we are continuing to put in market quarters. You might ask, why are you still putting in market quarters? Like, look at this. Look at this. Why? Because, look, the Empire State Building, this VOC warehouse, it needed to be surrounded. We need to surround all of our harbors with market quarters. Is it worth it to get 27 gold? I think it's costing like 60k to buy these, or like 7 or 8 turns to build them in at this point. Look. This is the Harbor strat, and we're making 133,000 gold per turn. And our only objective is to make more. We want more. This VOC warehouse is making 103. This Bandari is making 107. This floating market is making 125. Beauty. Beauty. Okay, so we're just going to keep plugging along with that while we wait to get access to oil. Because if you go over here, right, the project we need to make, our space station, we do not have oil. And we'll check really quickly. The only other person that is in our era that could possibly have access to oil, or no, actually, it's our oil is... Where's oil at? Where's oil at? The very end of... It's actually here. So anyone in the industrial era could technically have oil. But let's run a quick check.
Let us speak honestly with each other.
Just to see if anyone has it. I didn't see any.
So tell me.
Quick check. Just looking for oil. No one has oil. So we can't just trade for it, right? So we must wait it out. Just wait it out. Alright. Love rejection executed. I have 5 armies trespassing. Where?
Perhaps we have some common ground.
People are starting to realize that I'm winning, and so they're getting upset, I think, about stuff. We're literally just every city is building Cristo, and then all of our units are gone. Oh,
impressive and dominating. Cristo Redenta removes any confusion about the importance of faith in everyday life.
Indeed. An excellent wonder. I don't even remember where we built that. We'll have to go find it because it's going to look beautiful. Biblos has lost pop, so that's not good. How did you lose population? You have 172 excess food. Oh, because Cristo is now in, and it bumped their food by 10%. Got it. Got it. Understood. Okay. We need any of these infrastructures? I just don't think we do. We don't need stability. We don't need influence anymore. We're not, under any threat of war, so we really don't need any of these. We don't even have walls. We're currently not needing to push the pollution. So we're just kind of sitting pretty. So yeah, we'll just keep building market quarters. Start buying in other things. We have 2 million money in the bank right now. Woo. Oh, did this happen? Yes, this happened. Okay, so this is burnt down. Let's put the outpost down. That's going to be the best spot, right? Because we want high production. Get it in fast. Just plop this right back down. Did that just instant build? Oh. That's nice. That's pretty nice, actually. Apparently, must be that later in the game. Close all those out. Later in the game, those must build faster. I mean, army size obviously has to do with it, and then production of the initial tile. But that went in very quickly. So that will allow us to progress our end game condition. Oh, we can even buy a lead manufacturing. Perfect. Boom. Lead manufacturing. Oil well. Boom. Now we have access to oil. Alright. Is there not? Oh, there was already a harbor here. I was like, why can't I build a harbor? The harbor already exists. Perfect. Because it had been built by the former tenant, which we now have. So look at that. There we go. We got our oil online, and now let's check really quick. Let's check wonders. Marcana. It doesn't really do much for us, so we don't really need Marcana. You can get bonus money from it. So we could try building it, and then the Congress of Humankind also doesn't do much for us as far as money production. We could build Maracana just to try. But again, like, actually a lot of these, so many of these have been left behind, right? We just wanted the money ones, so let's call it good there. We got the big money in the money ones, the Empire State Building, which is the big money one, and then Cristo, which it's got the 10% money on it, so that works for me. So we'll go ahead and keep that way. So all of our cities now should be able to start working on projects here. So Where do we want to put down our space station? We gotta find a beautiful spot to put it. Down in the south, these spots would work. On the coast, of course, is definitely something that we're probably interested in. Probably not on the New World. We probably want it to be... Actually, it's always interesting to find places... Oh, actually... Oh! This is nice. I don't know that it... Once I'm in a city, it actually shows me the 2 locations I can use it. I don't know if that's new or not, but that's super handy. So this city has no spots. Interestingly enough. Neither does this city. So on the New World, we've only got these 2 spots over here, which is interesting. Over here in this city, we can go down here, which I don't mind at all. We got a bunch of spots down here. Or we go up into our capital, and nope, we can't put it up there. I thought maybe that would be kind of fun, but our border doesn't extend beyond the range of what's necessary. So we'll just come down here. Like, this spot would be kind of interesting. Have a nice little spot there. Here, not as much, I feel like. Another interesting spot right here. Right in the shadow of one of our... And then right at the corner of the Empire as well. I kind of like coming over here, I think. Go like right here on this sciencey spot. Put it right on coast in our kind of tundra area. That's a 2-turn build already. So I bet if we put Carthage on it, it goes to 1, and so that's perfect. So we'll just go 1 turn, and then we'll just start progressing our builds. This may result in us winning very quickly if we have access to the rest of the resources we need, which I think we do.
Planning to turn the entire planet into a garden with those 18 agrarian stars? Or just pumping out livestock methane?
Well, a little bit of both, Mr. Narrator. Okay, so we've researched computing, which is not bad. +1 science on all regular districts. That's going to spike your science. Late game also gives us access to the supercomputer lab, which does produce pollution. Almost all the buildings, as you get into this section, do produce pollution. Even infrastructures now start to produce pollution, right? So, the race is on. King Madish Moose, Indians, has successfully built the first space station, a giant leap for humankind. Interplanetary expeditions are expensive, but they provide a great deal of fame and glory to those nations able to expand toward the stars. So, we have triggered the first project in a series of projects to bring about the space race end game condition. Again, it's not a victory condition, it's not a win condition, it's an end game condition. Because in Humankind, the most fame is what wins you the game. Now, we have the most fame by basically, it's not even worth looking at anymore, but if you need to, you could actually progress endgame conditions later if you want to, and keep building your fame if you're behind, right? Or if you're ahead, you could actually try to push endgame conditions faster to be able to try to keep your lead in fame, right? But just because you hit an endgame condition does not mean you won, just means you end the game and the person with the most fame wins. Alright, so, race is on. There is our lovely little spot where we've got our space station. Space station launched from there already.
We've been going nowhere.
Not aggression
Shall we
pack?
try forward?
You are as just as you are wise.
And we should probably check all of our trade. Why?
Finally,
that
something
was
good happens.
Egregiously expensive. Egregiously expensive. It's fine.
Welcome. Let us speak honestly with each other.
Just double checking all of our
Are
trade.
you wine or are you vinegar?
A couple broken trade routes, which we should have had because we did burn down.
Let us speak honestly with each other.
We did burn down a territory. These are really expensive. But, you know, when you have that one was not expensive. No known path back to one of my cities. Fascinating.
I just think of you as one of those characters that enjoys collecting things. Stamps, coins, resources, power.
Exactly. So, we had no access to oil. We finally got access to oil. Boom. There we go. We got the world deed. We gained access to every strategic and luxury. We're trading for every luxury, and we have every strategic. All right, so we put this in. I think we just, because it's our only source of oil currently, this army is just going to station here. Just going to defend the oil. It's our only oil. We got to defend it if our lives depended on it. Okay. We need 2 oils. Son of a... Ah. Okay. So, look. We're at the whim of Icarus now. I know that there's oil in his territory. He's the one who'd be able to get to his oil first. Where is the oil in Purple's land? Purple's everywhere. What the heck? Do you have more oil, sir? Oh, does he not? There's oil right here. There's multiple oils up there. Is there another... Do we target somebody else with war just to gain access to oil? We need 2 oil to progress to the next thing. Or are we just waiting for the AI? Just have no idea how long the AI might take to do that. Here... There's just, all of the oil is in weird spots right now. I think that Purple would be trying to get oil in, being where they are. Where is there not? Maybe there's not any oil. Yeah, here it is. This is Purple, right? Yeah. Why are you not building this? Sir! AI! This is where I wish there was, like, very specific things you could do in the diplomacy. Like, I need the oil. Hi. Can we do the oil? Do the oil. I guess we're just waiting. I don't think we're gonna go to war over oil, but we do need access to 2 oil. We have to wait for the AI to get access to that. So, that's kind of a pain. No doubt that will set us back. Okay, well, let's just keep building, you know, we'll just keep building them, the market quarters. This one's already in. I'd like to get one here, probably. Put one there, just to get our VOCs fully surrounded, because we gotta make it look aesthetically pleasing as well, right? Carthage, same boat. Where do we want? Up here. Yeah, perfect. Let's fill these in. Down. We're at 2 million money in the bank. And I think all of our... We're buying in infrastructure anytime we need it at this point, so not really a big deal. Okay, so these are all... Everything's surrounded here. That's all good. Everything is way surrounded here, which is grand. Everything up here is good. And then if you come over, there's our Statue of Liberty. Looks great. And this is all also surrounded. So this city, yeah, basically it's just putting in the next best. So aesthetically, we've taken care of this place. So now we're just market quartering in the best spots for that city. The thin blue line. Whole Empire, and probably most of the world, are watching with bated breath as an astronaut under your great flag glides out of the newly constructed space station for the first time. After the first few steps of this inaugural spacewalk, the astronaut speaks directly to you. This thin blue line, they say, pointing, is all that stands between all life on Earth and the cold, dark void of space. It is truly humbling experience. Along with the rest of the Empire, they await your reply. Your words will shape and inspire a generation. What will you say? We can stimulate. So stick on the science side of things, which is definitely the way to go in almost every game of Humankind most of the time. We get plus 10 industry, which actually might be kind of helpful in this particular case. Or we can get plus 15 money. Plus 15 money at this stage of the game. This is where I think Amplitude come back through now that they have the game kind of tuned up and balanced a little bit more across things. Like 15 money per turn. Well, right, we've broken the money in this game, right? So, but even at this point in the game, 15 money per turn, it's not rewarding enough to like to take this route. Even the shift in axes is not like enough. Like plus 10 industry, even like what is 10 industry to me? Almost nothing, right? 20 science again, like still almost nothing. So I will just take the science for the sake of it, but.
You're at the end of an ideology axis?
It's just interesting that the rewards are not like beneficial. They don't match the fact that this is endgame, right? And so the rewards could be a little bit better. Carthage gaining population. Population gain is big for us as well because it just baseline increases our gold. We have now shot up to 148,000 gold per turn. So that's there. And our bank is just a massively huge. 3 agreements have been canceled, so we're not. That's not great. We're also going to start running into some additional food trouble soon, so we're gonna have to start buying out farmers' quarters and hamlets again. But we'll continue to hold on that until we need to. So we'll just keep on putting down these. Let's make sure we've got these in all the right spots. Oh yeah, we need. Well, I need. That's a harbor, I think. So I actually want one right here. One right there. Body to believe. Unknown lights have been reported appearing in the skies above Byblos, moving in an irregular, inexplicable manner. Some call them proof that humanity is not alone in the universe. Others suspect foreign espionage of some kind, and many even claim it is somehow your doing, following our recent innovations of rocketry and radars. Alarm and excitement grips the people of Byblos in equal measure, as does a lust for answers. How, if at all, do you wish to respond to these alleged, unexplained flying objects? We could police. We can make some money, 35. So we're seeing a slight increase, like 35 money per turn is a little bit bigger. We can add stability plus 25, or we can do some research. Typically, I would take the research side here because that seems interesting. Also, chances of triggering another narrative event. You know what? I'm willing to take the 35 money for 10 turn hit because we're making 148,000 per turn. I want to see what the chances of the narrative event are. We're going to probe, because why wouldn't we?
Reaching the end of an ideology axis
yes,
isn't extremist.
Look, I know.
Think of it as being focused, yes? Very goal-oriented.
Thank you, Mr. Narrator. I appreciate it. All right, move along. Oh, that's a lot of bombs. That's a bunch of grievances. What do we got? It's just literally just a string of grievances. We may have to stop looking at these. What happened to trigger these grievances? Wow. I've seen a lot of grievances pop up. That was the whole bottom bar just filled with them, and there's a scroll bar. Nox downgraded a treaty, then bought some resources, and then collected some. That's it. So what were all these?
A pleasure as always.
Oh, it's all oppressing my people. Oh, interesting. Triggered that many oppressing my peoples. Well, my envoys are going to have a... Envoys have got a lot of work to do. Share maps? Sure, why not?
You are as just.
We just end turn. We just roll. Our new outpost has gained population. Uh-oh. Rainbow Pixel's now a thief. I don't like stealing. I just burnt down some sort of... I mean, I probably got something similar when I burnt down the trade post that I did. Wait! What did that say about oil? Access to my oil was purchased. Okay, let's check.
A sight.
Perhaps we have some common ground.
Please put in some oil. Anybody put in oil. I'll buy all your other resources just to fund you with money. Just research oil and put down an oil thing. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. All we need. Wow, a bunch of my trade routes got broken. There's no oil here. There's no oil. Well, we gotta keep checking. We gotta keep checking because we're just, we're literally just like gonna be pressing this button. Because unless we go to war, or we go for another endgame condition. That's the other option. It won't be as fast, but we could switch. We could switch all of our people into science and just press for a science endgame condition. So science endgame condition is you have to research the entire tech tree. It is definitely time consuming, we could start pressing for that now. See just how high we can get our science. I don't know, though. It's going to be questionable at best to try to do that. Okay, so this is all surrounded, so we're good there. This one... I would put one here, but I kind of like the river running in. I'm going to leave the river there, just because it looks nice. This one, every island is built on, which is hilarious. So I think... Yeah, we can just, why not keep extending this? Sure. Wanting to believe, too. At first, the facility investigating alien craft confirms only that most sightings were nothing more than drunken error, wild rumor, or attention-seeking. Yet soon comes the day when its personnel become particularly exercised by an unusual piece of debris recovered in the wilderness beyond Byblos. While it is without a doubt made from an earthly substance, the manner of its construction is entirely unfamiliar to them. Some propose that it could well be of extraterrestrial origin, while cooler heads argue that it suggests espionage by some foreign power. In either case, there is no corroborating evidence. How best respond? We can accuse. Want to go to war? That would be our option, or we can share and push our science. We might as well push our science and another narrative event possibility. Check it out. All right. All right. So we're continuing along. We haven't got any indicators that 100 pop in Byblos. We haven't got any indicators for starvation in any of our cities yet. Automation? Oh, is that a building we can build that gives us food without producing pollution? That sounds awful nice. We just buy that in all of our... Just buy that everywhere, right? Byblos, until we get access to oil, we got nothing else to do, right? Also needs 2 oil. Also, drone-assisted fertilizer plant also needs 2 oil. Man. In case you didn't realize the importance of strategic resources in the game of Humankind, here you go. End game Humankind. If you don't have access to resources, if you don't have trade partners, or if you're not going to war to get to your strategic resources, which, again, how apropos. It's like how the world functions, right? Like, people, that's why wars are started a lot of the times, right? Is that we need access to this. It's crazy. So the accuracy with which this is portrayed is pretty wild. So, okay. So I guess, because we don't have oil, we're going to go into another market quarter. Because, you know, why not? Oh, there's not even market quarters all the way around this one yet. That's a nice one. That's a good build, so let's do that. We also need to start spending gold at some point. You know, just spend gold. Let's open our tech screen. What's gonna get us best bang for our buck? You could always put in like these guys. These guys aren't terrible. All of your different each resource has one of these where you can boost your districts by the resource, right? So +1 food per of whatever you've got on Farmer's Quarter. They are pretty potent. It's been pointed out to me that I undersell the value of these. And not that I undersell them, I just don't focus on them very much. But they are quite useful and can be decent builds to put in. So we might go that direction. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that we could like really push science with. Which we could if we wanted to take a leap into pollution. +1 money per regular district. Done. +1 money per regular district sounds like it will balloon our money potentially. Kill we're getting pop. Every time we gain pop, we're also gaining money because of our, well, we got more people working money slots, but also because of our floating markets, which I believe are per pop based, and then something else is per pop based. Oh, one of these is per pop based, right? Dutch? Yeah, +1 money per pop, right? So +1 money, you get another pop, you get 1 money. Like, it's the same thing, right? So, is it really like worth focusing hard growth for that? Like, probably not. But it's still a thing that will increase our money, right? So. Where are we at here? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, both of these are good. Those in. When are we gonna hit 3 million money in the bank? That's my new question. Alright, Carthage, where are you? Okay. Finish that. That finishes this, right? Oh, we gotta surround our VOC. So we still gotta get one more over here for that. That's fine. Amsterdam is... Man, Amsterdam as a brand new-ish city has just been cranking. So I guess we're just gonna continue... They've got their coastline kind of filled already. So we'll just keep plopping them down over here. Alright, Amsterdam is now... Yeah, I was assuming we're gonna start getting these messages. Narrator.
I don't mean to nag, but the marks one leaves on history should not necessarily be from malnutrition.
I know. Well, we could fix this whole problem if we had oil. Fix the entire problem if we had oil. Alright, 17. There, solves the issues. Wanted to believe 3. Further and extensive study of the mysterious debris revealed no concrete explanation as to its original purpose and to who or what created it. The eventual scientific consensus, however, is that there is nothing whatsoever to prove it is not of human origin. There are those, however, that point out the absence of proof is not itself proof that the galaxy is absent of other life. While we may not have found our answer this time, we should not close our minds to the possibility that humankind is not alone. We will reflect where countless other worlds orbiting countless other stars. Perhaps one houses life. Whether that life is able to reach us is another matter entirely. Nice. Interesting end to that particular set of events. I love those. Alright, we'll just keep pressing end turn. Oh, we do need to check. Oh, Sidon just lost Pop. Didn't even give us the starvation message. Okay, I'm going to acknowledge, then we're going to go over there. Or they should be fine now. They just lost Pop. They're at 30, so they're going to grow and then probably drop again. Right. Oh, I got a bunch of cities that are under starvation stuff now. Okay. Fly out. Let's get this in. That really should be... Okay, we'll put it here. I'm gonna put a market quarter there. Okay, so we'll put that in. That was Byblos. We gotta go... Where else we gotta go? Hilwa. Probably just buy out a bunch of these, to be honest, with our gold, rather than, like, play it by ear, like, as we go like this. I didn't even solve it. Gotta put another one in. Right, there we go. And who else? Byblos, Hilwa, and Lamu. Right here. Here. Oh, they have hamlets we could put in still. Oh, but I'm not gonna put it on islands, so that's negatory. Oh, that's great. It doesn't solve it, so we'll put another one down. Probably gonna go similar. No. Just get them out of their trouble. Okay, so all cities now have been fixed in that regard, and we can continue on. People are getting angry. 2 agreements canceled, but people are buying resources. Okay, well, let's get our city working, and then we're gonna check. This city's about to go starving too. Let's just... We just fixed this city. We didn't fix it enough, apparently. Okay. Kill. Buy out. Not gonna buy this one out. Fill that in. Perfect. I think that's the whole coastline kind of filled with our market quarters. And let's see if anyone's got oil.
Welcome. Let us speak honestly with each other.
This is it. This is it. Oil. Buy. 1900. Got it. We got the oil.
Friend, so pleasing to see you again.
Make sure we bought everything in, since we're checking
Come.
trade. Oh,
Welcome.
Why is this route constantly getting broken? What war is happening? Or that is just constant. I have to buy that tea like every time I check it. Okay. Beautiful. And we can now switch everyone to our projects. And actually, let's go through all of our cities and... Should have done that in the first place, because now we can buy out in every city. We can buy out our drone-assisted fertilizer plant, which is 10% food, which is going to just 129 food. Buy it. Buy out. 129. How much food? How much food are we getting in some of these guys? 126. Should solve our food problems. Probably the rest of the game, potentially. We'll have to see. Fertilizer plant. We're just gonna buy it everywhere. It's so funny because we're spending 36.3 thousand gold money as if it was nothing, right? Like, it's just as if it was nothing. We just click it. Our bank doesn't even drop, you know. Could turn that into a city if we wanted to. Okay, so all of our cities now have that, and now rather than working our market quarters, we are going to switch into our lunar lander, because that's going to progress us to our end game condition. We have our 2 oil, 1 aluminum now, so we can get our lunar lander down. If you didn't know, in case you've been doing this, you can indeed place these on top of each other. If it's the same project type, so if it's a, like, what is it, space station into lunar lander and on from that, right? Those projects all can be put on the same spot. And then all of the satellites, the geo satellite, the Earth satellite, all of those can be put on the same one as well. So we just come down here, you just find your spot and you just plop it on top. So it just like adds and changes the spot basically, which is nice. So we're gonna go through all of our cities. Gonna put them all like that. Just one turn it because we have a lot of production in our cities, even though we weren't focused on that. You can't buy in the projects, right? So that's something. This strat does not help with that particularly. So we can only 2-turn the lunar lander because we can only use our industry for it. We can't actually use our gold. Can't just like straight up buy the lunar lander. Top gain. We now have access to the satellites. Plus 10 money. That's not super helpful. To the moon! With great fanfare, your emperor announces his intent to conquer one of humanity's most ancient dreams, sending a person to the moon. Launch day is still far away, but you have already received a cavalcade of questions from the media outlets all over the world. When your astronauts reach the moon, whose flag will they fly? Will this be a victory for all humanity or for your empire alone? Interesting. We can boast. We can fly our flag. That would be 500 influence, which again, like, it's not very much, but it triggers another narrative event. We can celebrate. That gets us stability, and we can advertise, which we can dodge the question. Empty symbol of national prize for the right price. So we're gonna sell a flag on the moon for a mere 500 gold. You know what?
You're at the end of an ideology.
We're making money here.
Well, there's something to be said for unswerving dedication to a cause.
Oh, wow. 200 fame. There it is. 2 cities have grown as a result of our investment in our grown fertilizer plants. And lots of stuff happening with... Oh, wait. This looks like some sort of war. An ambush. But we don't care about those such things. To the moon, too. You did it? On the moon's ashen surface, your astronauts hesitantly plant a flag bearing the most famous catchphrase of a popular fast food chain. It's tacky, yes, but any guilt you feel is assuaged by the enormous pile of money you received as payment. What, the 500 money was not worth it. It was not worth it. Profit. Scientific community reviles you, but you hardly notice over the sweet sound of all that money. The harbor strat strikes the moon. Parsimonious. There we go. Minus science plus gold. Choices matter, you know? Choices matter in this game. It's so funny. Wow. Alright. We should be able to go straight into our next project, I think, right? Yeah. We go into... We need 3 oil! No! We have the aluminum. We have the uranium. We need 3 oil for the Mars colony. It's funny because in my so many times of playing this game, like years, right? At this point, right? We're approaching 2 years. It's almost the 2-year anniversary. Like we're like a month and a half away from the 2-year anniversary of Humankind, which is super exciting, and the game continues to be so fun. But apparently I never have problems with access to oil. I've never had to fish for oil before. It's always uranium or aluminum. I've never even paid attention to the oil cost because I think I've just always had it. So we have to wait for someone else to put in oil now. I guess we might as well just start launching, like, we just launched the geosynchronous satellite, like, I guess. Oh, this is the spot right here. Boom. Right on the northern tip of our continent, we're gonna launch a satellite. That should only take 2 cities probably, right? Let's just grab a second city. That should one turn our geosynchronous. Plus we're getting 10 gold from building that, you know? So that's the big time. Alright. Oh, I wonder what how does our cultural blitz work? How much is that gonna get us? We will gain 1,680. That's not a lot. That's not 1,680 is less than I make in a turn, so late game, that ability, not good. Early game, that ability is very good. They've had to nerf it multiple times because that's how good that ability is. All right, so I guess we're just waiting for more oil.
So tell me, how are you today?
You got more oil? Anyone have?
A sight for Sora.
This might be... Again?
Welcome.
What the heck? Gotta buy more tea. There's plenty of people that could potentially get access to it.
The first to map the continent. Others will be after your boot designs and blister medicines.
Nobody had mapped a continent. Eye in the sky. There'll be no hiding from King Madish Moose. Now that the world's first satellite is in orbit, satellite launches provide permanent vision over the map, making it increasingly difficult to hide at strategic decisions. Beauty. Got it. 3 trade routes destroyed. Another 5 trade routes destroyed because of wars that are happening across the land. We discovered the Himalayas. Oh, show me. How beautiful are they? Oh, that's a solid mountain range. Look at that. Woo. That's cool. All right. I guess we're just going to launch polar satellites at this point, right? We're just going to...
Unfortunately, this time, you are merely a bystander to someone else's glory.
I am? This one's actually going to take some cities. Gotta put several cities on this. 2 turns. 2 turns still? What? Okay, beauty. We're waiting on oil again. I did not foresee this.
The first to map the continent. Oh. Others will be after your boot designs and blister medicines.
Somebody's finally doing stuff. Planetary observation satellite launch, 200 fame. It is important to pay attention to these projects at the end, particularly the space race projects. Even if you're not going to end the game that way, get you so much fame as you build them. I mean, the 200 fame per is I don't think it's per, but it like builds, right? But like we just got 200 fame for that satellite project. The satellite projects also get you that way, right? So that's a lot. Like when you think about how much fame 200 fame is, like it's a solid chunk. So those are definitely good catch-up mechanisms late game. And now we're down on aluminum, so we cannot build the satellite network. You would think provides access to 333% of the map's latitudes. That's more than we need. You would think that when our empire spans as big as it does, that we would have access to the resources we need, but we do not. So it's just literally something to keep in mind. Is you will need to have some sort of trade relationships in this game, because you almost, unless you're just conquering everything, which you can do, it's a little more challenging in this game than others. It's just wild how important these strategic resources become at the end of a game. Alright, just keep flopping in, just keep working market quarters, I guess. That's our new thing. Venetians to British for Jumbo Pixel. Amsterdam gain and pop, agrarian star earned. Worldwide Web research, that's going to get us our +1 money on regular districts, spiking us up again, 165,000 gold per turn. Our agreements are getting canceled again. All right, so we go back to our tech tree, and anything that will get us... There's nothing that will like get us resources, right? Like I can't like... +1 science per pop, that's pretty big. Can't even build it. We don't have enough... Don't have enough stuff to build it. All right, we can start pursuing some of these. Plus 50% money on all cities? Multiple populations gained. Ah, but Sidon now has reached starvation status again. Which is not great. Which is not great. They don't have any... Yeah, we have to basically just put in food. Let's just throw in a couple. We'll throw in, I don't know, 3 of them just to, like, get them back on track. Who else? There was one other city. We don't want to lose people. Carthage as well. Come over here. Buy out a bunch of these. That's fine. Just 3 again, right? Perfect. Alright. Beauty. Everyone else should be fine. A civics osmosis? We lost a vote? We weren't paying any attention. Who votes for this? Wow. I mean, I'm not doing either of these things, so I don't care, but that's fascinating. Plus 5%, or plus 5 money generated for ongoing trade. Oh, I like this one. Why do we have to... No, I don't want to switch. To effect enable that turn 250 on settled city. Ooh, that's nice. Did we get this? I'd like to get this. When's turn 250? Soon? Turn is it right now? Turn 243? Okay. Oh, interesting. Technologies discovered by at least half of the world's empires were provided to all empires without them. Little catch-up mechanism in the social view there. Minus 20% base cost on money when buying through trade. See, I don't need. This I like a lot. I don't like this at all. Can I cancel this? Can I keep this one, please? I don't want that one. Alright, we'll just enact, I guess. I didn't care about that particular... Oh, wait. Oh, no. We fixed those cities. Fixed those cities. We're fine. Amsterdam. Oh, Amsterdam is actually... No, so we didn't fix it. These were new cities that need new fixes. Bought a bunch in. Okay, let's check the... Oh, they didn't even give me the... We didn't even have the message for Amsterdam. Interesting. Alright, let's go off a buyout and go ahead and get more market. Which replace? What is that? Replace a hamlet with a market corner? Can't do that. You know we can't do that. That's ridiculous. Okay, let's check.
All those of honest intent may have my ear.
1 oil.
A pleasure.
He may not have any other oil. There may not be any other oil in his land. Probably why he hasn't done it. Gotta wait for someone else to get the oil. Biblos. Go fix that. Might end up having to do another episode here. I thought we were gonna end, but... Game had other plans. Little bread we need a little bread basket. We're putting farmers' quarters in the middle of, like, the most barren land. This is awful. Sidon, you're growing very slowly, but that's fine. We don't particularly mind. Let's just let's make sure we got, yeah, like our coasts covered. Get that one. Sidon is going slowly on that. We could buy some out. 2 more trade routes destroyed. I don't like that. We got multiple more cities in starvation mode. We probably could get, like next tech, I think we look for food-based tech. I don't know if there is anymore. Hamlet right there. I'm fine with that. some stuff. And by build, I mean buy. Lamu. Already. Again? Our cities are growing by leaps and bounds at this point. It's the only reason we're having these particular issues, right? Yeah, I've done that every time. I always look for that hamlet. Okay. Still haven't reached 3 mil in the bank, but we're at 167,000 gold per turn. Carthage, despite me just having bought in 3 farmers' quarters, is back down to only 40 surplus food. Okay. We could go to all of our cities and... Can we afford 22 pollution for 75? Is that even worth it? 75 science even worth it? Probably isn't at this point, to be honest. Probably isn't. Okay, so we just, where else? Where are you saying to build it? Oh, yeah. Perfect spot. That's a perfect spot. Gain, that's in our outpost. Los is running. They're about to go into starvation again as well. Just about to fix that. And yep, that's a nice spot right between those. Beautiful. In case of emergency, as the world's 2 dominant superpowers, tension simmers between us and Kid Icarus in 1988, the Japanese. In hope of easing the pressure and thus decreasing the risk of eventual war, your diplomatic advisors have proposed establishing a direct hotline between you and King Icarus. This link would allow for swift communication in the event of crises, otherwise contentious world events. Your military advisor, however, caution against getting too friendly with the rival power. What is your decision? Interesting. I've never seen this one before. Okay. Okay. We can reject their rivals, not our bedfellows. We should keep them at a remove and increase our readiness for war. Minus 35 food. That's not grand. We can embrace. Arrange for this telegraphic exchange of typed messages will reassure. Such systems are hard to avoid. Let's embrace, you know, I've fed off losing food at this point is, I mean, we're not building a military. Interesting. An interesting one. Alright, we are not going to be able to end the game, which is actually kind of exciting. But that means the next episode, episode 20, will be our final episode, not this one as I first saw. But, as you can see, we still have some market quarters I want to put in. So I think we're gonna be fine. We'll be building in market quarters, and getting some more stars. We're gonna keep pushing for that. Obviously, our gold goal, right? So as we continue progressing this, the gold is still the goal, and so I think we need to. We'll focus on that while we're waiting for people to get oil. Again, we could have gone to war. That would have taken probably, honestly, it would have taken just as long to execute a war where we would have gotten access to the stuff. Like, it just would have been, it would have been negative in the long run. So, let's go ahead and buy out. Fine. I'm just gonna stack them again. I feel like doing this is bad though, because then they just grow. Don't they just grow faster then? And then we just end up in like worse trouble every time. Like it like extrapolates the problem. It makes it happen faster. Each city is on like a timer, like with another city. It just feels like that city will pop up with the message. We just buy them. We just buy them. Gilwell, what are you up to? You're at 30 food. I mean, we're gonna need some as well, but that's fine.
An admirable performance. The world-famous empire you have built puts you above all others today, and in the list of great leaders forever.
Thank you. Let's put it on the snow because I feel like that's fun. All right, let's get through one more turn, and then we will call it an episode. We've got to be close, right? We'll check our trade again. City starvation. Our capital is on its own. It's kind of on its own timer. That needs to be reserved. Start buying out market quarters. We'll do that in the next episode. We'll buy out market quarters in the next episode. Okay, let's check really quick.
Perhaps we have some common ground.
We got aluminum. We got aluminum, but we do not have oil still. So, buy out any of this stuff we need to.
Wonderful to see you.
Suspended. We have suspended trade. There's clearly war going on all over the place. We got some trade routes that are being.
So nice.
Hey, we actually still have the tea.
All those of
That's
honest
nice.
intent may have.
No one else has gotten to the
Blessing.
level of oil yet, apparently. It's only Icarus, and Icarus does not have access to any additional oil. So we're at a standstill until someone comes up with oil, or until we just decide to switch to another endgame condition. Wait, where did? Okay. So, we're gonna call it an episode. That's episode 19. I thought for sure that we were gonna get done. We're sitting at 172,000 money per turn. We will have one more episode to see how high we can push that number. We've got a big tech coming in. We've got space orbital coming in. +3 city cap, which we don't need. And then plus 50% money on all cities. That's actually that's gonna send us. That's gonna be another like massive amount of gold. And then of course there are other techs that we can think about. Especially, is there any end game? Where's like our end game? Yeah, I thought there might be. The minus 50 pollution on territory will help us, because then we can start putting in some of those pollution-based things. I thought there was another food one somewhere. It'd be really nice if there was another like food production one, but we've basically reached the point in the game where like food has become like a near constant issue. Oh, this would work. Social housing. Oh. Social housing would help us immensely, so we should probably tech to social housing. That's +4 farmer slots. Yeah, that would fix our problem. Plus minus 20% pollution on farmer's quarter. We could definitely like build in more of our pollution-based stuff. Okay, so we got stuff to do, but you can see if you're trying to research all of this, like we got a lot of turns on a lot of these. I mean, we're cranking science pretty fast, but we still have a lot of turns, right? So. It's tricky. It's tricky to hit these endgame conditions. So we will progress next episode towards the end of the game. Will we finish? I 100% think so. I 100% think that the next episode is going to be the end. I think we'll get that oil from trade. If we don't, I honestly, like, I think if we don't get it in the next little bit, like, we just switch everything into science and just hard push the science endgame. So we get to the science endgame really fast. Because I think either of those, I think, will happen in the next episode. But the real question that remains, the win has been sealed for quite some time. The real question that remains is, how fast can we do it? Based on, can we get access to that oil? And how much money per turn can we get to using the harbor strategy in a game of Humankind? Tune in next week, because that is what we'll find out in our final, the 20th episode next week of this Let's Play series. Very excited about what's coming up in the future of the channel as well, so stay tuned for all of that. If you like the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. I release these videos every Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.